transition to a team that everyone expected to be in the Sweet 16. The Michigan Wolverines, for a long period of time, we thought they'd be the #1 overall seed. Didn't get that. Still got a very advantageous draw. Now it is chalk versus chalk in the Sweet 16 to be played just down the road from our studios here in Chicago at the United Center. Michigan's the 1, Alabama is the 4. I know Michigan can play both ways when they have to. They can slow the tempo down. They can get up into the 80s and 90s. Obviously, we saw that a ton this year. Alabama wants this game in the 90s, if not in the century mark.
Yeah, Alabama wants to get up and down, and Alabama wants to shoot a bunch of threes. But that can work right into Michigan's favor because when you shoot a bunch of threes, it creates long rebounds. It creates transition opportunities. And once you get a Damar, Marez Johnson, and Yaxel controlling the glass, that's when you start seeing those full-court passes to Namari Burnett, finishing at the other end. So if I'm Michigan, it's all about the defensive end. But that's been their superpower all season long, but because when you look at Alabama, it's all about LeBaron Feiland. It's LeBaron Feiland creating offense, and it's the perimeter guys shooting a bunch of threes. But when you look at Michigan, you look at Namari Burnett, you look at Roddy Gale, you look at Yaxel Lindenberg, making up one of the better perimeter defenses in all of college basketball. So you trust Michigan in that game just sheerly defensive because of defense and because of their ability to rebound and push that basketball in transition.
All right, that being said, and I agree with you that I like this matchup, Michigan's going to have to score the basketball to beat Alabama. Yeah. No matter how good your defense is, Bama's not going to be shut down. They're a team that is too skilled offensively. They run too much good stuff. They're going to score points. I mean, they average nearly 92 per game. As I mentioned, Michigan can get up there as well, averaging 87.5. I think the key number here is that while Alabama scores over 90, they give up over 80. Yep. Michigan is giving up under 70. So then the question becomes, for Michigan, can you, on the interior especially, keep those guards out of getting to where they want to be? Because Damar can do a lot of stuff inside the paint. He's not a guy that's going to go much further out than that. Same thing with Marez Johnson. Yaxel gives you the huge edge because he can guard 1 through 5. But to me, it's not just about the interior defense. It's about not letting Alabama actually get into that area because that's where they carve you up.
Oh, no, that's a great point. And that's a big-time point. That's the game. Perimeter defense, keep the basketball in front because if you get beat, it puts you in rotations. It gives your bigs up for foul trouble. But when you look at those stats for the season, there's one thing missing right now, Aiden Holloway. Aiden Holloway is not playing for this Alabama squad in this game. So when you don't have your second-best guard to go get in the lane, that's going to help Michigan. So when you think about Purdue early in this season, when they went down to Alabama, when they got that big-time road win, it was their defense, but it was their physicality. Alabama's a team, they average 90. They want to go play ball. They don't want to be hit in the mouth. If you're Michigan, you got to come out those first 3-4 minutes, punch them dead in the mouth and see if they respond. Throw the basketball inside to Marez Johnson every single time. Throw the basketball inside to a Damar. Alabama, if they play one-on-one, go score the basketball. If they send that double team, now we're playing off rotations. Now we're getting popcorn shouts. Now you got Yaxel on that backside attacking the basket, and then you're getting to the free throw line. So that's how they got to be able to score. Throw the basketball inside, play off of that, get to the free throw line, take the open ones when they're there, but use the defense to create offense. Alabama, they can't beat Michigan as a one-man show.
Now, you've heard me say this about Michigan losing at the Big Ten Tournament Championship game. I do think it was good for the Wolverines. Yep. And I know that's a common thing. A loss can benefit you coming down the stretch. And usually I disagree with that.
Yep.
I think for Michigan it was really good because I don't think the Wolverines were as locked in at the Big Ten Tournament. I think they were starting to think already about the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think when Purdue came down and the way that Purdue established itself early, it was Oscar Clough and Trey Kaufman-Renn saying, we're bigger than you, we're stronger than you. I think that did wake Michigan up a little bit. And I think, to your point, they realize we are more physical than Alabama. That is the one thing. They can match up with us speed-wise. They can match up with us skill-wise. They don't want to get into that kind of game. I expect that we see the most physical brand of basketball that Michigan has played all season long.
I'm with you because sometimes in life, everybody, you just need to get popped in the mouth. Because you look at Michigan this season, they were rolling. They got to Duke popped them in the mouth. They responded in a big way. Beat Michigan State, beat Illinois. They started to feel good about themselves, started to ride high. They won the Big Ten by 4 games. They felt great. They came into the Big Ten tournament looking like rock stars. And then those first 4 minutes of that game against Purdue, Purdue punched them in the mouth. And it was the first time Michigan had been hit in a while, and they didn't respond the rest of that game. So you saw that look in their eyes when you watched the tournament. tournament show, and they were showed on that TV when they got to see their #1 seed. They were not happy. They understood that we just got popped. Now we got to pop somebody. So I think Alabama is a team, and keep using the word, I think Michigan's going to pop them now.
I think Mike Tyson was the guy who said it. Everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the face.
Yes,
and
yes.
then the game plan has to change. Michigan hopes to be the one delivering that Tyson-style knockout on Friday. As for the team that beat Michigan in that Big Ten tournament championship game, the Purdue Boilermakers, they just look like a different team than they did a couple of weeks ago. Braden Smith has been at pretty much the same level. He had a couple of off games, but the difference has been on the inside with Trey Kaufman-Renn and Oscar Clough, who have figured it out how to play together both on the court and off the court at different times. TKR has been phenomenal. Fletcher Lawyer is starting to knock down threes at the kind of clip that Purdue likes. And I know that Texas has momentum coming out of the first four. Texas has already played a bunch of basketball.
Man.
They know they're not supposed to be here. They're playing on borrowed time. To me, this draw and the run so far for Purdue, it worked out nothing short of perfect.
Oh, it's perfect because you look at how Purdue has turned this thing around. It's been with their physicality and it's been with their toughness inside. And you look at what Texas gives you, it's not much of that interior presence.
No.
So if I'm Purdue, I'm throwing the basketball inside over and over because you look at what Trey Kaufman-Renn did in that first weekend of the NCAA tournament. He was incredible. He was at the level that we expected him to be at all season long. 22 points, 9 rebounds, on close to 60% from the field. A senior being a senior when seniors need to step up. And then Oscar Clough, he's been phenomenal. Just a dog on the glass. He understands his job now. Go get an offensive rebound. Go get a defensive rebound and create transition. Rebound man gets paid. And now Fletcher Lawyer, he's making shots. Braden Smith, he's phenomenal. And then when you see C.J. Cox, he went down with that injury. He ended up being okay. But Jakari Harris, he stepped in and made a big shot.
Yep.
So all of those guys, they are rolling at the perfect time of the season. But then you have to give a little bit of credit to Coach Painter because when you look at those rotations and you look at their bench and how they're subbing guys into the game, it's changed a little bit. And now they're playing a little bit more with Trey Kaufman-Renn at the 5-man, and it's giving more of that space to the floor. And now you're starting to see that patented pocket pass between Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Renn.
Rebound man get paid. Is that a biggie?
Oh, biggie. Rebound man get paid, baby. Biggie Swanigan, RIP, my boy. If you would try to take a rebound from him, he would try to fight you because as a freshman, he understood rebound man get paid.
Yeah, rest well, one of the greatest rebounders we've ever seen in the Big Ten, one of the best in the college game, all told. Of course, Braden Smith set the NCAA all-time assist record during the Big Ten tournament, passing Bobby Hurley. Many believed that was a record that would never be broken. Now he sets his sight on the NCAA all-time assist record. He needs 46 to get there, which means Purdue would have to go pretty deep, at least win another couple of games. I mean, when you look at the tail of the tape, and I know these numbers right now, Raphael, probably don't mean much of anything when you get to Thursday night showdown, but among all these Sweet 16 matchups, I'm not sure right now, at least on paper, that there's a bigger favorite in any one of these games than Purdue is over Texas.
Yeah, and that's why if you're Purdue in that locker room right now, you can't jump over the fight. You can't start looking ahead to maybe Arizona. You can't start looking ahead to maybe Arkansas. You got to play the game in front of you. So what I like about that locker room, it's seniors. It's one of the better point guards that we've ever seen play college basketball. Fletcher Lawyer, you look at his interviews after games, you look at his mindset, he is locked in. Trey Kaufman-Renn, the philosopher, he is locked in. So when you got seniors leading your locker room at this time of the year, when you're a favorite, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They just going to go play ball. And they understand that Texas athletic team, Kim Heidi's on that team. They want that game. They want to get up and down. They want to hang on rims. So you look at Matt Painter, one thing he always told us, when you get in March, the teams that make it to the Final Four, they're able to slow games down and make it a half-court game. And when you get into a half-court game against Purdue at this time of the year, the way they're executing on the offensive end, I'm taking the Boilermakers. Those dudes are rolling.
I will say the transfer portal does give us some great stories, right? Cam Heide playing against his former team in the Sweet 16. Bryce Sanford playing against his former team in the Sweet 16. Some pretty fun storylines to go along with what, to me, is the best 2 weeks on the entire calendar when it comes to sports.